Okay. Since we're all here and I assume everybody's ready to go, would anyone like to start with some recap?
Me.
Take it away.
Last session, the group found themselves on the swift and maneuverable ship known as the Sea Seraph, heading towards the peninsula of Chult. During their voyage, some interactions were had. Zarek had a conversation with Emelek about and his charge, Undrill Silvertusk, who both mean to travel to Camp Vengeance in Chult. Undrill means to assist her order, the Order of the Gauntlet, in their fight against the undead menace. Emelek means to see her to safety, safely arriving at Camp Vengeance. Emelek appears to be slow to trust strangers. Flint later asks Undrill if she had heard of a Sister Sias at Camp Vengeance, an individual he seeks. She did not. She only knows to seek the leader, which name check, is it Commander Miles Breakmore?
Commander Niles Breakbone. I will type
Niles
that in.
Breakbone. Very good.
I believe that's how it's spelled. I'll check that as well.
Cool, sounds good. So she knows to go seek Niles Breakbone, but does not know who else might be at Camp Vengeance. Emelek appreciates Flint's show of discipline in his morning rituals. It came out that Undrill worships Torm, Emelek worships Bahamut. Undrill offers to travel with Flint to Camp Vengeance. Emelek allows it, though he does tell Flint that he'll be ever vigilant and watchful. Flint shares that he is an investigator in the City Watch in Waterdeep. He seeks someone in Chult at the behest of Lathander. Sister Sias at Camp Vengeance might help him find his quarry. The next morning, on a foggy morning, Dave shares with Zarek that he seeks his family, and he needs something in Chult in order to seek and find his family. Zarek overall shares his notes and observations on the others. He seems to be curious about people in general. He found it odd for a dwarf to be on a ship and not under a mountain somewhere. As the sun breaks through the fog, a pirate ship bears down upon the Sea Seraph. The pirate crew boards. After an encounter which left some pirates dead and one of the crew dead, uh, the fight ends in victory. Pirates are bound and secured. Ryoko searches the vessel. She finds a chest that holds 120 gold and 18 platinum. A small sack found by Zarek in the captain's quarters held 2 diamonds that are roughly 50 gold apiece. Flint asks Davin if he can. Is it Davin or Davin? Scott. Flint asks Davin if he knows the pirates. He said that he has a job. He's had a job with some of them in the past. Flint then questions the pirate captain on the curse. What he says confirms that there is a curse. Those raised from death are now dying. Those that wish to be raised and are dead and are trying to be brought back to life no longer works. The pirate captain rejects suggestions of seeking an more honest work. Piracy is all there is. In Chult, those who cannot hold their freedom do not deserve it. Flint allows him to live and die on this principle by kicking Davin's sword into the pirate captain's throat, killing him. The pirate ship will be towed by the Sea Seraph to port. Ryoko and her friend agreed to travel with Flint, Emelek, and Undrill to Camp Vengeance, with the agreement that ruins will be explored along the way. Emelek maybe a little hesitantly agrees, but he will be watching everyone. And I don't know if it was in session, but it was Ryoko and her friend. Is her friend Zarek or the Spectral Fox? Because I don't know if we have confirmation from Zarek.
Zarek is so her and Ryoku and Zarek know each other. They've worked together before. If you're referring to when Emelek said that he will be watching her, and she said that her friends will be watching him, that you can infer would be the fox spirits that you might have caught a glimpse of. Well, I think one person caught a glimpse of.
Yeah, I think there was tell of a Spectral Fox chasing you around the enemy ship as you were looking around. So basically, everyone but Davin seems to be on board with this idea that their group will go into Chult together to Camp Vengeance and do some exploration along the way. So we still need to get Davin in there somehow. But yeah, that is what I have for the recap.
Okay. Any more details or anything else anyone remembers or noted?
Yeah, I think that was pretty much the nuts and bolts of it all. Um,
Did I might have missed it. Did you mention as you guys were approaching, you had the encounter with Aramag, the large dragon turtle that guards the bay?
yeah, he asked for the tribute or sacrifice was what he said. I think it was tribute. And then the captain tossed the chest into the waters.
Yep. Yeah, basically revealing to you all that yes, there is a rather monstrous dragon turtle that guards the Bay of Cholt. Um, other than that, I think that just about touches on everything. Oh, I know we didn't really ever. Oh, sorry, Scott. Were you gonna say something?
Is my mic working now?
I hear you. You're a little quiet, but yeah, I hear you. Turn you up.
All right. Oh yeah, my throat's still a little messed up. I was just sick for like a week. And it's really your choice, Davin, Davin, doesn't matter. I'll respond to whatevs.
Well, beans, hope you feel better, man.
Thanks, man. I'm at the end of COVID right now, so. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Um, yeah. So I don't think we specified, but we'll say since you guys, were journeying for at least a couple more days after the pirate encounter, that you kind of gave them a sailor's funeral and just dumped them over the side of the ship. I assume you didn't want to sail for multiple days with bodies littered all over your ship.
Feels right.
All right. So, after the encounter with Aramag, you could just make out the city off in the distance as you kind of came around a bend. Um, so yeah, we'll jump right into some descriptions. As you as the ship kind of glides into these calmer waters after the rough waves from the encounter with Aramag, your eye just can't help but be drawn to a sheer wall of just pale stone that stretches from waterline to battlement. It's streaked with salt and jungle moss, and a few squat gatehouses kind of topped with crenellations. There's a large break in the wall with uh, towers on either side that it kind of acts as a mouth to the harbor itself. You all kind of are on your ship, and as it kind of passes in between both of the towers in this big break, you can't help but notice these massive iron rings that are holding these thick and weathered-looking chains that kind of disappear into the beneath the water surface. As soon as you cross into the harbor, the huge chain kind of heaves upward like a serpent, rattling on the stone grooves and locking into raised notches. You look back and see the soaked in seaweed ridden chain kind of pulled taut just a few feet above the surface. The harbor is now closed. You see the captain kind of starts to navigate the ship to a dock at one of dozens of piers that kind of flare out like the spokes of a wheel. The crew kind of tosses over the mooring lines to the waiting dock workers, and they kind of secure the Sea Seraph. But the expected din of unloading goods and shouting porters and such is surprisingly absent. In its place hangs this stunned hush, broken only by the gentle slap of waves against the hull and the creak of your prize's rigging. There's a rather large gathering of warriors surrounding the pier, all tensely looking at your ship, all with their weapons drawn and at the ready. Captain Willow Pride kind of looks around at you and says, "Oh, well, guess we've got quite the welcoming committee."
Is that not normal for this place? Is it? Should we be worried?
Well, I'm a bit worried, yes. No, it's not normal at all. Let's find out what's going on, yes?
Yes, after you, of course.
She kind of makes her way down toward the pier. However many of you wish to follow are more than welcome.
Yeah, follow behind. I'm curious. I know. Just to not to interject. I forget if we mentioned that the captain was going to give me like basic, like steering lessons, basically how to steer the ship and whatnot. I know you said we were going to do a roll. I don't know if you want to do that now or later.
Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Give me a... What kind of check would fit this? Let's say... I want to say... Say what? Wisdom? Yeah, wisdom would be good. I'd say survival or history. Either of those would be pretty fitting. See how well you retain the information that she's giving you.
Okay. I will go for survival. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. Yeah. You pick it up like it's pretty natural to you. Obviously, you can't sail a ship by yourself, but if someone points at something or sends you off, or, for a task, you have a pretty good idea of at least where the task is, and maybe not exactly what to do, but a solid idea. You're getting it. You're getting it.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, no master sailor, but you've definitely, entered novice territory, we'll say.
Novice sailor. Gotcha.
All right. So yeah, you join Captain Willow Pride as she makes her way to the pier, and yeah, looking at the. Go ahead.
Is there any authority figure that seems to be standing out? Someone that I could identify as the leader of this group, or
Funny you
their leader
ask.
list?
Initially, it doesn't look like anybody's standing out, but as you all make your way to the dock itself, a very tall, gold-scaled humanoid with a dragon-like head and big claws on their hands and feet kind of pushes through the crowd and steps onto the pier. Kind of approaches all of you and looks at you all and just kind of says,
"State your purpose within the city, and how that ship came to be in your possession."
You mean that pirate ship over there? Well, we were attacked. We killed some pirates. Their captain's dead. And now we have a ship on our hands.
I claim the right as captain. Me, Ryoku.
He takes a moment, kind of strokes his chin a bit, and you know what? Here, as their handouts. What you see before you is this man. Yeah. There you go.
There he is.
So yes, he kind of blinks a couple times, contemplating what you just told him, and just,
Well, you slew the crew of the... This is the Dragon Fang, yes? The pirate ship. And you killed them all.
Well, Some of them, though we have some captives in the hold still, some survivors. Hopefully you weren't expecting them. Apologies if you were.
No, we were not expecting them at all. We were, in fact, what more? I'm gonna have to verify this, of course, but if what you're telling me is true, I perhaps owe you quite a bit of coin. You've done us a bit of a favor here. You say you have some prisoners. Well, we'll take those off your hands unless you have need of them or use of them.
And he kind of just looks back and just kind of waves a couple of the armored, not the armored, the warriors forward. You see a bunch of the others kind of relax a bit.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I was just wondering, what do you plan on doing with the prisoners of this pirate crew?
Well, they are indeed pirates, and there is a bounty out for them and their ships, specifically the Dragonfang and 2 others. They will more than likely be executed for piracy.
Oh, interesting. Is execution really the best use for them?
Yes, of course. The pirates have been quite a nuisance to our shipping lanes, and hence the bounty on them.
Yes, I understand that. I was just curious. I just know of some people who use prisoners like this, and well, they use them as forced labor of a sort, as a way to pay back their debt to society. I was just wondering if that's what you do here is all. But no, execution, I understand. See, that is very common in the disparate parts of the world.
Yeah, I believe what you are referring to is a bit of slavery, which we frown upon here.
Is it? Well, I won't argue with you, sir, but I personally would not call it slavery. No.
Forced servitude, then.
Indentured servitude, paying off their debt to society for engaging in salacious crimes such as piracy.
Yes, well, we have no such formal judicial system here. We will execute them for being pirates, as is law.
Of course, yes, of course.
I do apologize. I have not introduced myself, nor have I gotten any of your names. I am Zindar. You may call me Zindar, the harbor master of this port here.
Zarek Leafbeard, at your service. Can you spell that, please, your name?
Zindar, yes, of course, it is Zindar. Zindar.
Zindar the Portmaster, of course. Awesome. Thank you, sir. This has been most learned conversation.
But yes, you in fact did not answer my first question upon arrival. What is your business here in the city?
Research. Yes, research. Well, my business is. I think we all are here for our own individual reasons, but mine is research.
Very good. Research.
In Cholton, yeah, Ryoku will step forward. I am Ryoku Shiro, at your service, of course, of course. I am here for, as my friend Zerika said, research and exploration of the find ruins that you've had. I've heard you guys have so many different artifacts and things out there in the forests, and I am enamored with your culture. Yes, yes. Oh, and I am the new captain of the Dragon's Tooth. I hope it is okay if I leave it here for the time being.
Again, he kind of stands there and just blinks at you a couple times, and
Well, I'm quite impressed that you have learned the Tolkien language, but I do not speak it myself, unfortunately.
Ah, well, my apologies. And she'll repeat everything
Right.
again.
Yeah, they'll kind of nod at all that. Say, oh,
Well, very good, very good. And, the rest of your companions here, I assume, are not pirates either.
No, I apologize. Where are my manners? For one, hello, kin. I am Imelek Urgard, and I am tasked with making my way to Camp Vengeance.
when you call him Kin, he kind of smiles a bit. Give me a, I would say either nature or history check. Specifically, Emelec.
Whew, they're both terrible.
Okay. I'll say at advantage. Yeah, advantage counts here because you are a dragonborn and you recognize this. While similar, not a dragonborn. This is in fact a half dragon, a half gold dragon.
Ah.
Does he have a tail?
Good question. I don't think so. Double check that. But I don't think so.
That doesn't matter. I was just curious.
So yeah, so you recognize that clearly not a dragonborn, uh, but in fact a half dragon. No one else would probably be super familiar with this, and again, you only recognize because you are in fact a dragonborn. But yeah, see that's your intro.
Yes, pleasure, pleasure. Not kin exactly, but yes, cousin, if you will.
I dare say you hold more of the noble blood than I do. Whenever the chance, I would wish to have words with you.
We're having words right now, but I take your meaning. Sure, another time, I suppose.
Flint does spin the ring of gems on the top of his pipe, igniting the green within. He's squinching up at the sun. It's a bit bright here. Flint Holiday, investigator from Waterdeep, follower of Lathander. On way to Camp Vengeance. Apparently there's an undead menace at hand, so I'm looking for someone. Mean to perhaps get a lay of the land while we're here, resupply, and be on our way.
Plan on it. Venturing into the jungle. Very good. Might have
Yeah,
a few suggestions for you.
adventuring. Yes, go ahead. Is there something the matter?
No, nothing at all. More just recommendations if you're leaving the safety of the city. Perhaps hiring a guide and making sure you are well prepared on food and water, and perhaps even the repellent of bugs and such. Disease runs rampant in the jungle, as well as the undead. You'll have no problem finding them there.
Oh, fewer bugs would be a welcome blessing. Be very interested in this.
And
He kind of looks over at you, Davin.
I did not get your name, sir.
The name is Davin.
Very good, Davin. And what might you be pursuing here in Schultz, specifically in my city?
I'm just looking for a translator for some ancient texts.
A translator for tech. Well, perhaps you could find some help here. There are quite a few learned individuals and those who study ancient things.
If you could point me in the direction, that would be wonderful.
Of course, of course. I believe that one of the merchant princes enjoys such things. We'll have to discuss with them and get back to you as far as when they would like to perhaps meet with you. The merchant princes are very, very busy individuals and prominent within the city. Do not just meet with anybody.
Yes, yes, yes. With skills of that nature, I understand. Whenever you can let me know would be at your leisure. Please and thank you.
Of course, of course. Well, I in fact have to go and retrieve your reward, your bounty. For delivering the pirate ship here. I believe the bounty was for 2,000 gold for the ship. You didn't happen to capture the captain, did you?
No, he died when he was being captured.
Oh, well, that was quite unfortunate. I would have been forced to offer you another 500 gold for him.
Just to clarify,
Yes.
if we wish to receive the bounty, do we have to hand over ownership of the ship?
Well, wait. What? No, what?
Well, yes,
Don't worry,
that's-
I'm just asking the gentleman.
as I understand it, yes, that is the agreement of the bounty. You deliver the ship, and the captains, preferably the captains of this ship, and we would pay you gold for them.
And what if we do not wish to relinquish the ship? Instead, we wish to take ownership of it, and we just give you the others who are there, the other crew of the pirate ship. Yes, that should be fine, should it not?
Well, the bounty is not exactly for the crew, it's specifically for the ship and the captains. So, I suppose I would not be able to give you the bounty.
But we did take them off of the high seas, sir. I would think that we are obligated, as well as the crew of the ship of the Sea Seraph are obligated to some reward.
Well, yes, by your own logic, your ship is now your reward if you do not wish the reward from the merchant princes.
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I'm fine.
I'm sorry, did it cut out for anybody else there, Chris?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, mine cut out.
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
voice
okay.
got too high.
The struggle. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I am perfectly fine with keeping the ship as the reward.
I don't know, that's a lot of coin to decline. We might need some special equipment for what we're getting into here for our venture.
Yes, my friend. I agree with the rest of them. The ship is nice. Don't get me wrong. It's a very lovely ship. However, I do not think it would help us in our journey here, nor would we be able to crew it back without spending a lot of gold ourselves. Just give them the ship in return for 2,000 gold. Do you know how much 2,000 gold is? Have you ever seen such amount of gold? Let's be honest, the ship had far, far less in value actually on it.
But Ryoku is like you see a bit of a sad face looking around to see if anybody is willing to side with her. Uh, if not, she will deflate. I was so close to being a captain. Fine, if you must.
Well, I appreciate you seeing reason on this subject. Well, I wouldn't want you out there sailing and have target on your backs for sailing that specific ship. It is known in these parts for being a pirate vessel.
I suppose you are right. Fine, fine. It is forgotten. We shall take the reward.
Perhaps we'll be able to pay for our own vessel at some point. One more yours.
Oh, I like the way you think. We didn't get off on the right foot, but you're getting better. You're getting better.
Wouldn't it be cheaper to get a pirate ship for that same reason?
I do not believe we should talk of other pirate ships in front of Mr. Zendar here.
Well, there are indeed more bounties if you are in search of pirates and treasure.
Oh yes, of course, hunting other pirates, right.
What did you think I meant?
Uh, perhaps it's best not to say. Anyhow, this is a fascinating port you call here. These giant white stone walls. When were they constructed?
Well, that, suppose it depends on which ones you're referring to. It was built on ruins and originally, well, not originally. The Omnians were in power here until little less than a decade ago, when the merchant princes rose and took over governance of the city.
The Omnians. Okay. And they, how long did they rule Cholt? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, Cholt, and for at least a century or so, if not, well, little less than that now. Decades, yes.
And then the merchant lords took over. Why did they do that?
Well, they were tired of being under the rule of the Omnians and purchased, well, they were the most wealthy of individuals in the city and managed to, well, the city was falling on hard times under the Omnian rule, and merchant princes did better. Put it simply.
And I'm gonna kind of glance at the empty port around me. And trade has improved since the merchant lords took over?
Looking around, you actually realize, as the guards and all the warriors and such started to disperse, and Zindar seems to kind of have has a less rigid and concerned stance. Seems like the harbor has actually gone back to being more normal uh, business and such. And in fact, since you are now here, find yourselves within the docks. Just real quick yeah, again, you're kind of looking around, you see, or you hear the familiar sounds of the harbor, slapping waves, the barrels rolling across cobblestones, shit like that. Seems like the port's coming back to life. Like, clearly your arrival was a bit jarring and a little unexpected, and people weren't sure how to deal with it. But now that things seem to be calming down, voices shouting and cursing in that unfamiliar language. At least unfamiliar for most of you. A few of you recognize it as Cholton. You smell it. Yeah.
There's the sound of a great port city.
Yes, you gave us quite the scare on your approach. We were not expecting a pirate vessel of such renown to just sail right into our port.
You know, I will say, despite the loss of a crewmate, it really wasn't that hard of a fight. You must not have sent a serious force out to take care of the pirates of, what'd you call them? The dragon something?
Well, I understand the name of this vessel, if I take the markings correctly, is the Dragon Fang, I believe.
The dragon thing. Yes. quite.
But there are, in fact, 2 other vessels on the bounty board there is the Emerald Eye, captained by Zorum Al-Zariak, and the Sturge, captained by Captain Laskilar.
See, now the Stud sounds like a much more piratey name than the Emerald Eye. The Emerald Eye sounds like a pleasure barge or some water deep prince.
Well, I'm not a pirate nor one to judge their naming of their vessels, but perhaps that was the idea. He wished to rival the merchant prince's wealth and power in his own right.
Now, if I was to name my own pirate ship, it'd be Sea Dragon or something like that to strike the fear, raise the black sail. That wouldn't be a bad little writing prompt, would it now?
I take it that with these bounties abroad, your guard is stretched thin then.
Well, no, in fact, we don't send our guards after the bounties. We leave that up to bounty hunters and adventurers. We don't, in fact,
just
send our
relying
guards
on-
outside of the city almost ever.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Many adventures abound. As long as you've got the gold to pay him. I'm merely wondering, well, rather, I am assessing the dangers that we might be encountering, but it sounds as though less danger in town, more danger out there.
It's generally to be expected. Dangers within the town and city are the same as any other. There are pickpockets and thieves and such, and brawls and murders of passion and such, but as far as the undead menace or the dangers of the jungle, the walls do a good job of keeping most of that at bay.
I'm sorry. Did you say undead?
Yes, the jungle is ridden with them. They've been a problem for quite some time.
Oh, that reminds me, have you seen, I'm blanking on the organization. Gauntlet.
Order of the Gauntlet?
Yes. You seen any members from the Order of the Gauntlet pass through? We've got a orc by the name of Undrill who's looking to join them, fight this undead menace. Any word from them?
At that, Undra will kind of, look at you and nod and thanks.
Oh, thank you, Flint. I didn't want to impose or anything, but
And Zendar will just immediately,
well, yes. Occasionally there are the Gauntlet members traveling to Camp Vengeance down at the river. I believe it is the River Star. Could be wrong. It's been a while. I don't leave the city much. But yes, we do occasionally see them.
Oh, very good. I don't suppose you have a recommendation on a tracker that might take us down there.
Well, if you are, as you say, intending to venture into the jungle, I would highly recommend hiring a guide. There are many to choose from. It is quite a, well, potentially lucrative, if not just dangerous profession.
There's some type of guild that we might seek them out.
Most of the guides answer to, or pay tribute to, the merchant Prince Jobal. If you wish to speak with him personally, there's a possibility of it. I believe there are boards as well that have their advertisements around. But yes, you will definitely need to deal with Jobal for many of the guides.
What's your opinion of him?
Well,
he kind of leans in a little bit.
it is said that he got his fortune. He made it as a wilderness guide himself. He was working with a party, and they discovered apparently a stunning cache of gold and jewels. But miraculously, Joe Ball was the only survivor. Made it out of gauntlet of undead and dinosaur attacks and gods know what else. But he got back to Port Nine Zaru in a canoe laden with treasure.
Quite the lucky fellow, it seems.
Fascinating. Did he happen to say where exactly he went?
No, and I highly doubt that he would be willing to share such information.
Oh, of course, I guess. Very well. Not a good day.
I would say there's no such thing as luck, just cleverness. If he's the one that made it back with all that, might have to watch a step around him. Though I'd rather deal with greedy princes than bureaucracy. Can paralyze a city. But Joe Ball, we might seek him out. Thank you. Appreciate it, Zindar.
Of course, very good. Well, if there are more questions, I'm very willing to answer anything you have. Or in fact, I might, since this is your first time in Chult in Port Nine, is this your first time in Chult? I don't know. I've never seen you before. All of you.
Very much mine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, mine as well.
Nod my head, holding my hat.
Correctamundo, friend.
Davin, give me a deception check real quick.
You bastard.
Okay. He seems to take everybody's response.
Well, there are certain things you might wish to know about wandering around the city. While it is very much like any other city, there are unique things about it, certain rules or laws that might seem strange. When I mentioned that they would be, the pirates that you captured would be executed, it's not entirely accurate. They're more than likely going to be executed, but they will probably be thrown into the executioner's run. It's a form of execution that is also a form of entertainment for the city. Pretty much all of our crime is punished in this way.
And what is this executioner's run?
Well, it is a large rectangular pit, about 15 feet deep and 50 or so feet wide, maybe 200 feet long or so. It is used to, as I said, punish criminals. We drop the criminal on one end, throw a few obstacles along the way, things like velociraptors or panthers or other hungry beasts, and the convicted will run from one end to the other. They survive, they find themselves freed, and if they don't, well, justice is done.
I see. So they do have a chance of freedom after all. Though, a perilous one.
A chance, sure.
And if they survive, are they truly just released back into the populace?
Well, yes, they have earned the right to survive and live and be free. They've earned their freedom by surviving the run.
And if they commit another crime and are sent, do they get sent back to the run, or are they, executed in a more traditional sense?
No, they would be continuously sent into the run until they were executed.
Huh. Seems like a game of chance more than anything.
Big smile spread across his face.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Well, you know what they say, a civilization is best judged by their games. Who am I to judge?
If this is their justice system, then who are we to oppose it, after all?
That's a bit surprising coming from a paladin.
And why would you say that?
Well, I'd always believed that your kind had a more stricter interpretation of law to allow something like execution to be simply gotten out of by beating a game. I mean nothing by it, it's just more an observation than anything else.
Well, I believe justice belongs to those who are wronged, and if they feel this is justice for them, who am I to object?
Well
It's
said,
not an easy
friend.
journey. Velociraptors and panthers, would you make that run?
Oh, no, I imagine I'd get gobbled up in the first few paces. But I also wouldn't ever be put in a situation where I would have to make the run.
I am happy to hear that. He looks at you very strictly.
I mean, I suppose if I was in a situation, it wouldn't be impossible. I mean, especially with the obstacles there and the animals. This is just Ryoku just out loud talking to herself, thinking,
Well, I bet the gambling goes wild in there. Placing bets, I'm sure the crowd really gets into that.
Oh, yes, it draws quite the crowd indeed. Large sums and have been won and lost on the run.
I'll take it there's a prince that probably governs over that much, doesn't he? Perhaps not.
Well, it's a bit more that, less that one governs the run and more just they send all the criminals there, so if one prince determines it's a criminal, then the rest just go along with it.
Princes seem powerful.
They are the seat of power in the city. From Golden Throne, a structure. In fact,
I realized I didn't even move you guys over to the Fort 9 Zyra map.
Well, you have my sympathy. I'm guessing that's a bit stressful, having them be a leader.
I was just looking at the reading. What'd you say? I apologize.
Just color commentary.
Gotcha.
but yes, do be careful about certain things. There are, well, much like every other city, murder is illegal, but you can get sanctions from the merchant princes. Specifically, if you wish to know, you can purchase one from Jessamine. This sanction is more or less a government-approved murder. But you must appeal to the merchant prince in order to achieve or acquire one of these sanctions and make your case. Do be careful. Don't kill anyone without a sanction.
He kind of says this with a look of like clearly this might have happened before.
Ima kind of crosses his arms. Well, there will be no unjust murder while I'm around. I can promise you that much.
Very good.
and just to confirm, if somebody was to, let's say, attack us, and then we retaliate and they end up dead, is that a problem?
Well, no, that would not be murder. That you are defending yourself.
Excellent, wonderful.
make sure it is well seen. Lots of witnesses.
So if it was only me and the attacker, I guess it would only be my word that would be allowed. So that probably wouldn't do, then would it?
Well, it certainly wouldn't look very good in your favor. But stranger things have occurred.
Very well. I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
So, what say all of you? What do you wish to do? I suppose first things first is to retrieve our reward for the bounty.
Well,
Yes, I think do that. That bug spray sounds awfully tempting. If there's to be diseases, it might be best to protect ourselves from that lot. But why don't we spend a day or two here? I think some of us might be more curious than others. Flint nods to Zarek. Plus, taking time to gather enough information, the more we gather, the safer we'll be.
It's fine with me if the missus accepts.
You two are married? I had no idea.
I think it means it more in a servant and master kind of way.
Flint looks pointedly at Undrill.
He meant it as a joke. I get it. Very clever.
Perhaps I've misspoken. Kind of looks over at Undrill.
Well, I'm okay with staying as long as you all wish to. I would just like to get to vengeance as soon as possible.
Are you sure, my lady? We can go right now, if you wish.
No. It sounds like it will be a very dangerous journey. I would think we should prepare and gather supplies. And he spoke of a guide. Perhaps we should talk to some of them as well.
Very well.
I'm not sure about you. I'm not well versed in traveling the jungles and such.
It would make sense to supply, and with haste. May have to take some time to gather some extra funds, some extra information.
Very good. Yes.
And at that, Zindar will also chime in again.
Well, if you're all looking for things to do in the city or fill your time, I do believe the dinosaur races will be taking part again tomorrow. It is a weekly occurrence, and you all seem to have arrived just in time. As well, I would highly recommend that you all procure lodgings at one of the inns. If you plan on staying for a night or two or more.
Dinosaurs.
Did you say dinosaur races?
Well, yes, indeed, dinosaur races, yes. They are quite exciting. They take place within the city streets themselves.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but that is certainly not something I want to not miss seeing.
Are dinosaurs so common around here?
He kind of pauses and looks around and gestures around him, and you realize that, yeah, looking around, there's a bunch of dinosaurs, small or medium-sized. A lot of them are being used as, like, beasts of burden and stuff. You see a couple of, like, water, more aquatic ones in the harbor, kind of towing ships back and forth. See a couple of, like, bigger triceratops or so, stuff, kind of like pulling carts and shit. Clearly quite prominent in the area.
What a remarkable place.
I see. You think one would be of great use in the jungle?
Oh, you wish to procure a dinosaur of your own?
If it would be of service to us in the jungle. You can see Emilik's eyes kind of dart left and right.
I'm sure you could find a use for one. It's a pack beast or pack animal, if you will. Don't imagine all of you could ride on one, though. Not at the same time.
Perhaps just for you, lady.
Well, I'm okay just walking, but if you wish to purchase a dinosaur, I think that would be rather nice.
Perhaps it's something we all look into. His eyes kind of darting left and right again.
Well, if you do wish to procure one, you will more than likely have to speak with the merchant prince, Ifon Talroa. He handles all of the beasts and beasts training in the city.
Would you be able to tell me of a place where I might research different ruins and things of that nature, the forest specifically, different relics and things that might be around here? Any place of that nature in the city?
Well, that's rather difficult to answer. There are lots of ruins out in the jungle if you wish to study them. Many of the adventuring parties and explorers that go out that do not return. I would say a vast majority of them, in fact. We do not have a formal library or somewhere to study and such things. We have certain collections, personal, private collections, perhaps, among the merchant princes and other wealthier individuals. But as far as book learning and such, no, there's not much in the way of libraries.
Oh. Well then.
Could certainly ask around. I'm sure there are quite a lot of people that are willing to talk. Whether or not it's all fact or fiction, I'll have to leave up to you to decide.
Might be something we can ask one of the guides there, Ryoko. Perhaps one of them might be more well versed in possible sites that you might investigate. Says if we are to pick a guide, if we have options, perhaps you ask them that. Might give you a nose for what to look for out here.
Yes, I suppose you are right, Flint. Just seems to be so many disappointments today. I won't get my hopes up, but yes, you are correct. Possibility.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Well, you have my word. The first ruins we come across, we go in.
Excellent.
Right. What? Is there anything else that I can assist you with? I'm here at your service for as long as you need me for now, at least until I get called away.
As he kind of like looks over at some of the other docks, making sure that nothing's on fire.
Oh, I'd wish to have private words with you, if you're not too busy.
Well, if you and your friends here can wait for your reward and such, then sure, I suppose.
No, there's no rush. If you all wish to get the reward now, we can go. Where I might find you, if I would have to come at a later time.
Or if you prefer, I could go and gather the gold for you, and you all could head to one of the inns, and I could meet you there. Or you are more than welcome to come with me. I'm sure the merchant princes would like to hear a bit of your tale.
I will come along with you then. Lady Undra, if that's fine. If you wish, you could come with me as well, or you can stay in the care of Flint.
No, I will stay with you, if that's all right.
What was that? Sorry.
She said she'd stay with you.
But of course.
I know, that voice is hard to understand with my jaw jutting out.
Just like a real orc.
Alright, so he kind of nods at Emelec and Undril.
Oh, would any of the rest of you like to join us, or would you like to find your lodgings or whatever else you would like to do in the city?
You said that the princes might like to hear Imelek's story.
Well,
Or the
all of your tales from your journey here and how you managed to capture the pirate vessel.
perhaps we all come with. Sounds like rubbing elbows with multiple princes. Well, that might give us an edge we need. They seem like good people to get to know, if you know what I mean.
Interview with a prince. Wow.
Yes. I will come along. Perhaps I'll get the opportunity to ask one of them if they would be so kind as to let me see some of their private collection. Yes, yes. Could be very intriguing. I'll go.
Well, very good. Unless there is anything else that you all require from here, suppose we shall be on our way and make our way to Golden Throne.
Guess he leads you all off.
Emelec is gonna try to like keep pace with him to kind of be just a bit more ahead than everyone else.
Okay. And he definitely has, very long strides. Seems to have a rather fast walking pace.
I have a few questions for you, Zendir, if you don't mind me asking.
I will answer to the best of my abilities.
Well, for one is a little personal, but how does a half dragon find their way in Schultz?
Well, let us just say that I made Schultz my home quite a while ago, and it will remain so. How I got here does not matter.
I see. I'm on a curious venture myself. Pray tell, have you heard news of dragons in the area?
Well, I can't say that I have heard news recently. I heard rumors that there is one somewhere in the jungle down to the south, perhaps. Sure. I believe one of the guides would actually be willing to talk your ear off about it.
Oh, which one? If you
Um.
might know.
Oh, what was his name? I can't remember it off the top of my head. He was a dwarvish fellow with, maybe only had one arm.
Dwarf with one arm. Very well. I'll keep my eyes peeled. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Alright, and if nobody else has anything to say, you just kind of make your way up toward Golden Throne. So we'll say, I don't know, just for fun, we'll say you guys were docked. Well, so yeah, this one specifically. Right there. Little blue circle. Yep. Golden Throne is, I believe, is this structure way up here. The only way to get there is a bit of a route, bit of a walk. Kind of go, whoops, I'm still on the... Still on the circle. So yeah, pretty much you guys go around this way, cut through a gatehouse, make your way up through some villas, across a long bridge. There you go. Up into Golden Throne.
What's this building right here?
As you pass and ask Zindar, he says,
Oh, that is the Temple of Savras. As I understand, the deity of wizards, fortune tellers, diviners, and, well, those who always speak the truth.
Wizards, fortune tellers, and truth speakers. Seems like an eclectic bunch.
Yes, they're quite unique group.
Now, diviners might be useful, though depending on the cost, it might be a bit prohibitive, but never a bad option if we're trying to decide which direction to go. Hells, maybe even if we ask them what guide to take, they might give us more insights. Might mark that in our memory to come back to.
But can such eclectic mystics be trusted?
Well, sure.
I believe their faith requires them to be truthful.
Well, there are magics out there that allows you to shape the weave to see things that normally you're unable to see. Or the gods themselves, they might give guidance to us mortals. It is not superstition, though I'm sure there are fakers amongst them, but never hurts.
That's fair. That is fair.
Some of my order are arguers of sorts. I've seen it before.
Well, if you do make your way there, I believe the head priest of the temple is, Grandfather Zetembe. So, if you have any requests or questions, I believe you should aim them at him.
Might just do that. Thank you.
but yeah, so as you guys kind of make your way through, you pass the Grand Temple of Savras. Or you go past a couple of look like walled off villas. Very opulent looking from the exterior. Make your way into Golden Throne. Again, this structure kind of the seat of power, the meeting place for the merchant princes. Yeah, you all kind of are led in by Zindar. Pushes open the big, grand, double doors, big, heavy wooden doors. Kind of walk in, large, tall pillars, kind of lining the main. Wow, my brain just turned off. The main throne room, if you will, the main walkway. And you see just more or less 7, I wouldn't quite call them thrones, but the equivalent of rather opulent chairs, if you will. All kind of dotted up on a dais. As you approach, you realize there are 7 seats, but only 5 of them are filled at the moment. They all seem to... Well, actually, no. Scratch that. Before you even got in, Zindar leaves you all outside the big doors and says,
Wait one moment. I'll be right back and inform them of your arrival.
kind of goes in and pushes open the doors, and you can catch a quick glimpse of all those things before the doors close behind him, and you're all kind of left out in the, kind of waiting area
In the cold.
in the heat.
True.
And he disappears for quite a while. It's actually a number of hours before he finally comes back out. And looking a little, I don't know, sheepish isn't quite the word, but clearly not quite standing as tall and proudly as he was when you all first got here. He walks us.
The princes, the merchant princes will see you now. Please, follow me.
Oh wow, that was fast.
Kind of gives you a strange look. Yeah, so you guys are led in, and others had very opulent designs. You got big tapestries and tabards and things hanging from the ceiling. All bright colors. Each of them have, interesting murals and things on them of like great mystic heroes and dinosaurs and battle and I mean all kinds of crazy, images, clearly unique to this area, this part of the world. The five princes are sitting there watching you all approach with, I'd say, collective disinterest generally, but you all approach and Zindar kind of steps forward and says,
I introduce the group that sailed the Dragonfang into the port. Yes.
When
Go ahead.
sorry, when we're introduced, Imalik will take a knee down and bow in reverence.
Okay, you get a nice little smile or smirk from a couple of the merchant princes at that. Sorry, Ian, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Were you going to say something?
Flint would have echoed the movements, understanding that to kiss ass is sometimes wise.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ryoku, not particularly, having been in this situation before, will probably look at the other two. Are we supposed to bow? I'm sorry, are we supposed to bow?
Wouldn't hurt.
Oh, I suppose. Give like a awkward little half bow.
Zarak is more interested in the room itself than the people sitting upon it, and he's just kind of lost for a second, staring at the walls, the ceiling, the floors, taking it all in. Then he notices everybody bowing and just kind of startles into a kneel.
Okay. So yeah, all of you kneeling and such definitely gets a couple of smirks from the princes. They all kind of look at you, and one of them speaks up and kind of gestures with his big hand and says, "So, I understand that you captured the Dragonfang and sailed it into our port in our city."
Yes, they attempted to raid Captain Eleanor's ship. Clearly, it did not work out for them.
I'm not familiar with this Eleanor, but it is most impressive that you managed to capture the ship. And you slayed the captain as well.
What am I, the owner of the murder? Is that what's going on here?
Imalek wasn't there when the captain was slain, so
Yeah, I wasn't either. So I don't know.
Yes, he did not die in combat, but afterwards seemed as though he'd rather die a pirate than live a free man. Shame.
Yes, well, the pirate scum do not always do what is smart.
If anything, I regret that it happened. Seems like this this executioner's run event might have been a spectacle, but surely you'll find more subjects for such a thing.
Well, I am told that you bring us more to throw in the run, he says with a smile. Again, how
Yes.
rude of me. I am Ikane Afa, merchant prince, one of the 7. Next to me here is Ifan Talroa. There you go. On the other side of him is Jobal. Which you already have. Next to him is Coyote. And of course, last but not least, is Zanti. Unfortunately, Wakanga Otamu and Jessamine could not be present today. And sorry, so as each one is, their name is spoken, they'll give like a little head nod or just, casually raise their hand. And after all the introductions and such, Zanti at the far end kind of speaks up and says, "Well, I understand that we owe you a bit of gold coins for the bounty, yes?"
Yes, we are handing over the Dragonfang ship and collecting the bounty associated with said ship.
Very good, very good. He kind of waves a hand up. You see some servant come out of just nowhere. You have no idea where he came from, and leans over her shoulder, and she kind of just whispers in his ear. And he gives a quick nod and rushes off into the back somewhere. Disappears again. After a moment, she just kind of sits there and just keeps smiling at you all, waiting patiently. After another minute or two, the servant comes running back and has a big old sack of gold in his hand, and instantly kind of brings it down the dais to all of you and presents it. I believe it's 2,000 gold for the ship, to a bit extra for killing the captain. We'll have 250.
Much obliged, Your Majesty.
I thank
Thank you, sir.
for ridding the pirates, for ridding us of the pirates. They've been a thorn in our side for too long.
Yes, wouldn't want them skimming profits. That is the last thing a merchant would want.
Might you be interested in the other bounties? There are 2 more ships out there at least.
I believe our paths are taking us away from the sea right now, sir.
if we have the time, perhaps we can look into it.
That is good to know. If you manage it, come back to me. We will see about your reward. So yes, you all now have 2,250 gold to divvy up as you please.
It's 450 for everyone.
Thank you, Jeff.
Payday!
Um, so yeah, at that. Sorry, what?
Who was the? Was it Ethan who was in charge of the dinosaurs, or was he in charge of the guides?
Ifan Talroa is the merchant prince that deals in beasts and beast training.
Jobal's the guides.
Yes, Jobal is the guides. To clarify, Ikane Afa is a female Cholton. Ifan Talroa is a male Cholton. Jessamine, female Cholton. Jobal, they're all Choltons, obviously. Jobal's male. Bayothe is female. Wakanga's male. And Zanthi is female. So basically just alternating back and forth.
Which one was the adventurer again?
The former guide?
Oh, I guess was that? Okay, maybe I'm getting them mixed up. I thought there was one that went out, came back alive when all other people was dead. Was that the guy?
Yeah, that was the former guide, Jobal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I would say like specifically Jobal and Ifan, even Coyote, like they don't seem super interested in you guys and what you're talking about, but the other two are at least, conversing with you and seem interested in your tale.
So just Jessamine and Queonthe. Queonthe.
Just Jessamine and Coyote what?
Are the ones that are interested in us.
No, Ikaneafa and Zanthi.
Oh, okay. Is Jessamine the one that's not here?
Jessamine and Wakanga Otamu are not here.
Okay, gotcha.
Actually, you know what? Since I keep forgetting they gave these handouts here. More handouts. So we got, let's see, we got Ikaneafa. We got, oh, this was the captain that you guys killed from your ship. Elok Jaharwan. Forgot about him, sorry. Who else do we have? We had Ifan Talaroa. Jessamine, you have not met, so you don't know what she looks like. Fuck it, we'll say they have, like, I don't know, stone busts of themselves along the hallway or something, and that's how you get the pictures of them. So that's what you can expect with Jessamine and Jobal. Bayothe. Not that you've met him yet, but here's Wakanga and Zanthi. There you go. 7 merchant princes. If the, the visual aids help at all.
Oh no, they do actually a lot.
No, yeah, I love them.
All right, so now I've just got a million. Yeah, that's on my screen. Okay, so you know that Ifan Talroa deals in the beasts and the beast training. Jobal deals with the guides. That's really about it. As far as their businesses go that you are aware of. Go ahead, whoever that was. I missed it.
Prince Jabal.
Yes, the name is Jobal.
If I might inquire, we were told that if we were to find a guide, it would be best to reach out to you. Does this happen to be true?
Oh, you wish to go out to the jungle then? Yes. All of the guides pay tribute to me.
I was told of a dwarf with one arm would be useful as a guide. I was wondering if you may be able to contact him or if I could have his name.
His brow kind of furrows a bit, briefly kind of leans back to a rather tall and lithe-looking human standing behind him, a human man. Whispers something at him. The guy whispers, little information back, kind of like nods his head in recognition. Oh, right, yes. I believe that is Hugh Hackenstone. He was part of an expedition that went poorly. He will tell you the tale, I'm sure. He'll tell it to everyone who asks, and many who don't.
I see. In case things don't pan out, is there a guide you would recommend? You see, we're on a journey to Camp Vengeance.
Ah, you wish to see or visit the Order of the Gauntlet, yes.
Yes.
Well, any of my guides will get you there. I assure you. He kind of again leans back to the guy behind him, whispers something. The guy nods. Leans back to you guys. Azan here. He will escort you to meet with the guides if you wish.
Well, yes, that is. Sorry to intrude here. I also have an interest in the various ruins and artifacts in the forest itself. Anyone in particular that might be best well versed in that area?
He kind of thinks about that for a moment. I'd suppose that depends on what kind of ruins you are looking for. Do you wish to go to a mine? Do you wish to go to ancient ruins? Do you wish to... What are you looking for in these ruins?
Oh, ancient ruins. Ancient ruins for sure.
Well, off the top of my head, I cannot tell you all of their goals and motivations. Perhaps just ask a few. They will tell you what you need to know.
Very well.
He kind of had like this, his eyes go wide with this idea. Azan, go grab the flyers out of the back. We had a few extras. And he kind of gets a little flustered and runs back. And so he comes back with a bunch of, like a stack of parchment paper that seem to have some writing and images on them. And kind of hands out all of the papers. Sorry, there's just a lot of stuff over here in the journal side. Hard to keep track of it sometimes. So yes, the papers that you receive look like we have he brings out 1, 2, 3, 6 sheets of parchment with writing and an image on them. The first one is Azaka Stormfang. And looking over it, you quickly realize these are like literal flyers or advertisements that the guides have written themselves. And yeah, looking through, you see Azaka Stormfang is the first one on top. It says, if you need a guide to get you through the jungle alive, look no further. I was born in the jungle. I know its dangers well and how best to avoid them. Should you choose me, you may rest assured that your party is in safe hands. I charge 5 gold coins per day and require 30-day payment up front. For those adventurers who aid me in a personal quest, I will waive my fee and guide them to places no one else has found. This quest will take us to Firefinger. If evil terror folk that roost atop Firefinger stole a wooden mask from me, I want it back. You have as well Iku. While the lure of pillaging the antiquity of Chult is a temptation, I appeal to those who find fulfillment in doing actual good in the world. I seek to rid the jungle of evil. There are many ruins and ancient temples that must be reclaimed, so that the spirits of nature can return to the sacred places and live in peace. There are evil impostors who seek to blind you with promises of gold, but will only guide your throats to their blades. My rate is standard, 5 gold pieces a day with a 30-day payment up front. Small portion goes to pay off the merchant prince Jobal. The rest I give to charity. As well as another one, Barul and Gondolo. Why pay for one guide when you can have 2 for the same price? We have the smarts, the goods, and our own Triceratops. Treasure abounds. When we're done leading you to all the ancient sites and secret places that we know of, you'll be swimming in gold and magic. All the other guides will lead you in circles and make you do all the work. Don't be fooled. When we return to Port Nyanzaru, you will have tales and fortunes enough to last a lifetime. Our price is 5 gold pieces per day, with 30-day payment up front. But we're glad to reduce our rate for equal shares of any treasure found. Another one that is there is Hugh Hackenstone.
I've stood atop every mountain in Chult. I know every gorge and crevice, every plateau and trail. My memory is as an iron trap. I forget nothing. Trust a dwarf, I always say, because a dwarf will never steer you wrong. Fearless I am. There is no dragon, beast, or undead horror that scares me. You want a guide who runs away from the first sign of danger? No, you want a dwarf. I'm the toughest dwarf around. Red dragon bit off my arm, yet here I stand. Takes more than a dragon to stop old Hugh Heckenstone. I charge 5 gold coins per day and expect a 30-day payment up front. Best coin you'll ever spend, I promise you.
2 more. There's the ad for Musharib.
The jungle is my home. I know it well. I can guide you anywhere in Chult for a fee of 5 gold pieces a day. If adventure is what you seek, join my quest to reclaim Hrak Hamar, my clan's ancestral forge. A volcanic eruption forced us to abandon it many years ago. The fire newts that have since taken over must be driven out or destroyed. At the very least, we must sneak in and recover a relic known as Moradin's Gauntlet. The fire newts must not be allowed to keep it. If you love dwarven kind, then hear my plea and join me in returning Hrak Hamar to its rightful owners. I will waive my fee, for your promise of assistance.
And the last one he hands you, a little surprising. I can't. Alright, that's what it says. Last one he hands you is River Mist and Flask of Wine.
Oh, my heart.
My soul.
Beware Jobal and his new good flunkies. That merchant prince is as trustworthy as a sack of snakes, as are most of his quote-unquote guides. If you choose us, we will never lead you astray. River and Flask are up to the task. That's our motto. Jolt is our playground. We're fast, reliable, and know what we're doing. 5 gold pieces per day, and a 30-day advance is what Jobal's flunkies demand. We're happy to serve as guides for only 4 gold pieces a day, with no payment up front. Even better, we'll waive the fee entirely for equal shares in whatever treasures we help find.
Also, I recognize you were only reading paper and probably couldn't hear the voices, but they're magic paper and have voices recorded, because magic.
Nice.
Noise.
So, after you all sit there and, spend some time looking them over and such, and Jobal kind of looks at you all. Well, any of these get your attention?
Eco and Hugh have caught mine.
The River Mist and Flask of Wine sounds most agreeable.
I think I'm personally a bit partial to Stormfang and Musharab.
I was leaning more towards Musharab.
Just not Farouk and Gondola. They were a little sleazy feeling.
He kind of smiles at that. Yes, you have a good eye. Be careful of
Oh.
him.
Oh, I'll be happy with whoever we isn't the dwarf.
There are 2 dwarves.
Well, either one is fine. Isn't fine by me. As I said, Flask and Wine sounds most agreeable.
If I were to have a chance to speak with Iku and Hugh, I'd best be able to narrow down my choice, if at all possible.
But of course, I can have Azan go and gather them for you, or rather, take you to them.
What say you all? Would you like to meet our potential guides?
I don't wish to take up the good prince's time here. If you just let us know where we can find him, send a runner with us. We'd be happy to go meet with him. I know your time is precious.
I would not escort you myself. Azan here would take you.
Very good.
Don't have to laugh so hard.
I'm sorry, you thought I was going to escort you myself? That is... far beneath me.
Ah, yes. Might I have a few words with Prince Ivan, if possible?
Hearing his name, he kind of, sits up a little more straight in his chair. The other princes, as you guys were going over all this, kind of seemed to just lose interest. One kind of started flipping through some pages in a book. The other just kind of put their head on their fist and just kind of started dozing off. But yeah, at his name, he kind of sits up straight and says, "Yes, what can Ivan Talroa do for you?"
I was told that you're the Beastmaster here, and that if one were to want to procure a dinosaur, it would be through you.
But of course, I employ dozens of merchants throughout the port. What is it you are looking for?
Do you wish to have a pack animal, a mount, someone to fight with you?
Either an extra combatant or a mount would be useful.
Well, as I understand it, if you wish for a companion, you could perhaps get a flying monkey, or a giant lizard, or perhaps a hadrosaurus for 100 gold pieces. You wish for something a bit bigger, the Ankylosaurus or Deinonychus are 250 gold. Or perhaps you would prefer something much larger, a Triceratops, fully trained and ready to go, is 500 gold.
I'm gonna have to pull up those dinosaur names.
The Triceratops. It's fully trained. What exactly is it trained in?
Trained to be a pack animal.
Can it be ridden?
Of course.
And how would it fare inside the jungle itself?
Where do you think we got them?
Well, I mean, is it a large animal?
I would go as far as saying it is huge.
And would it be able to pass through the thick jungle brush to, say, ruins?
Such that it would not pass through, it would trample over. Yes, it is a Triceratops. Very large, very heavy.
I see. Okay.
Just a quick question. You didn't say Allosaurus, did you?
Nope.
Tragic. How much was a Deinonychus?
Deinonychus?
Deinonychus.
250.
And if we wish to procure these creatures, where would we go? Or would we just simply speak with you?
I would send you to one of my merchants, and he will take care of it.
Who is the merchant for the Deinonychus and the Triceratops?
Well, I have many merchants in the city. I would simply send you to one of them. I do not know them by name. There are so many. And beneath my station.
Very well. As we are to meet with the guides, if you could just tell us where one is, I'll head over there afterwards.
Sure. Most of the dinosaur pens are down in the Tariki anchorage. Easternmost part of the city, outside of the walls. Can't miss it. On the map, he's saying basically down in like this area. These are all like the dinosaur pens and stuff. If you can see the pinging.
We
Yeah.
appreciate the information.
Glad to be of assistance.
Are the armorers under your league too?
At that, Zanti kind of raises her hand a bit. But she's been watching this whole conversation and everything with you guys pretty closely. But, kind of kept quiet for a while. She kind of just raises her hand. Yes, that falls under my purview. What sort of armor are you looking for?
Potentially upgrading to some half plates.
Ah, well. It might be difficult to find, but I'm sure there's someone around that we could get it out of.
Perfect. I thank you.
allow me to ask around at some of my employees, see what stock they have, and I will send a messenger to you with what I find.
Much appreciated. Ema like gives a bow to all three of them one more time.
Very good. Any more thoughts or questions or interactions you all would like with these merchant princes?
9.
The ones in front of us. Who's the two that we didn't speak to? What were their names again?
Wakanga Otamu and Jessamine.
Oh, sorry, not the ones that are here. The ones that are here, but we
Oh,
just
oh.
didn't talk to them.
I believe the only one that didn't speak was Quayothe. Because Ikaneafa was the first one to speak, Ifantaroa, Xanthi, and Jobal. So the only one that didn't speak was Quayothe.
What's Quayotha? I apologize. It seems everyone has something under their purview. What might be yours? We are new here, and we never know what we might need for our journey out the jungle.
Ah, I deal in the fruits and the wines, ale and tej, oils, perfumes, even insect repellent.
Ema
Insect-
comes over to Flint. You said something about insect repellent, no?
Flint?
I totally spaced. Sorry, could you repeat that?
Ema just kind of looked over you and said, "You said something about insect repellent, no?"
Well, yes, Zendar, the god captain, mentioned that disease is rampant in the jungles. There's some kind of a bug spray that might reduce contact with insects. That would be perfect.
Well, sure. There are generally two types that are chosen. You could purchase a block of incense or a gourd or vial of salve. The incense, little bit cheaper, sell for 1 silver, will burn for 8 hours and repel the insects within 20 feet or so. You purchase a gourd or vial of salve, it's a little more expensive at 1 gold, but it contains multiple applications, and it will protect you for up to 24 hours. Also, it is waterproof.
Oh, very good. I shall keep a lookout. Bugs, can't stand them.
Yes, you must be careful around here. They carry all sorts of illnesses.
Yeah, we'll take caution.
We humbly thank you for your information. To the guides, then, my friends, companions, partners.
Do like the word companions. Certainly better than co-workers.
Alrighty. So you all start to make your way out of Golden Throne, leaving the merchant princes to their throne room. How about we take a quick 10-ish minute break and then come back and finish this up?
Sounds good.
Beans.
Cool. See you all in about 10 minutes.
8:20. See that?
Do you want to maybe rewind a couple and talk to one of the princes and ask them that first, or go straight to Eleanor?
So you might as well ask and see.
I don't even think we necessarily have to rewind. It could just be like a final thought kind of situation.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are still in Golden Throne with an audience with the merchant princess.
One last thing. About their bounties with the pirates. We don't have our own ship, but as you've seen, we've had success in the past. I don't suppose one of you might be able to sponsor us? Maybe lend us a ship so as to let us go out and get after them pirates, eh?
To be clear, you wish for one of us to pay you and support you to go hunt the pirates so you can collect a bounty so that we can pay you again.
Well, of course, we'll need to negotiate down the overall reward if we are using some of what you have. And if you're unwilling to budge on that, perhaps the pirate business is not worth it for anyone.
Zanthi will be the one to kind of speak up this time, and she says,
Well, the pirates are a major problem for us. We are not in the habit of, spending our resources outside of the walls of the city.
Perhaps we could use that ship we just commandeered for you all. To hunt the rest. Turn one ship into 3.
That's right. We take one ship out, we'll bring 2 more back, your profits go up. More ships for you to command, yeah? More cargo vessels so as to go about your trade.
That is certainly quite the offer.
Well, how's about this? Bring the bounty down a little bit, because we'll be making use of one of your ships, which of course goes with its own risk. For all we know, we might die out there. But we bring that down a bit, and we'd say anything we come across on the pirate ship is ours, minus the pirate ship. That'll be yours. Let's say we go down to, well, if the bounty's 2,000 and some change, what about 1,250? And we borrow a ship.
give me a persuasion roll. I'll say at advantage since a couple of you were pushing this. It's gonna be a high DC.
Yeah, Chris, you know how you said your character wasn't a people person?
Yeah. I feel you, brother.
No. Unfortunately, I do not trust you enough. We do not know you well enough. Build your reputation within the city and we might talk again. But for all we know, you take the pirate ship out there and become more pirates. You wish to hunt the pirates, you find your own means. We will reward you when you return. If you return.
Fair enough. I believe that what we do in the city might convince you. But I understand. The risk and reward is too great in this case.
I'm glad you understand. Now, if there is anything else you wish to speak with us about, say so now, for we have important business to get back to.
As you see, like, at least one of the merchant princes just kind of dozing off.
Yeah, I think that covers it.
Really quickly. And I pull my my ancient texts out and say, does this writing look familiar at all, or do you know anybody who could decipher this?
Interesting. Okay. I would say I gotta double check some of the details on guys about that one. Um, at that, I'd say none of them seem to be quick to, um, look at it or answer the question. But they do say, for something like that, perhaps you wish to speak to Wakanga Otamu. Anything magical or magical or historically significant usually falls under his business.
Wakanga Tamu.
Yes, indeed. I also hear that the Arakokra off at Kiasabal, they are well versed in ancient languages as well.
Thank you. That is beyond helpful.
Did you say that a location again?
Yes, I can. Kier Sabal. I believe that is how it's spelled. I will double check that. Yes, Kier Sabal.
Cool, thank you.
Okay. At that, as you all kind of make your way out, Jobal just kind of, says rather loudly, Azad, take them to who they want to meet with. Then come hurry back. We have important things to take care of. Azad just kind of quickly nods his head and escorts all of you out of the building. So it's all of you, plus, we'll say Zindar's still with you, Undrill's with you, and now Azan, Jobal's confidant. Yeah, Azan kind of, as you guys get out of the throne room and make your way toward the streets and stuff, he kind of looks at you and says,
Which of the guides would you like to meet with first, be introduced to?
Hugh Hackenstone. Or Iku, for me.
All right, very well. Hugh Hackenstone, and he's usually seen down at the The Thundering Lizard, I believe. One of the many inns. Scratch that. One of the 2 primary inns within the city.
And he kind of just hurriedly shuffles off and leads you all toward the Red Bazaar, the merchant's quarter. Merchant Ward, that's what it's called.
Anybody, as we're walking and seeing like we're in the merchants world, I imagine they're like stalls for wares and stuff. Anybody selling any bows or anything of that nature?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, passing by, you see a couple of vendors. 1 or 2 have like a short bow and maybe a long bow hanging from the corner of their stall. But yeah, definitely like a couple of vendors here and there might have some short bows and maybe a long bow.
Any of them look like they could be of the magical variety?
Ah. At that, we'll say Azan notices you kind of eyeing the bows and realizing, kind of quickly looking away from the mundane nature of them. Kind of smirks a little bit and says,
Oh, well, are you looking for magical weapons and the like?
Oh, you don't mind, Rita? Are you in my head?
No, no. It's just, you're not the first to look for such things out on markets, and you're not going to find magical things out here. That falls under the business of Wakanga Otamu. Anything magical in nature, spell scrolls, potions even, generally fall under his business.
Oh, yes, they did mention that when they were all speaking. I must say I was a bit in my own mind. Sorry for the noise. That's my apologies for that. Yeah, I must say I was in my own mind when they were speaking. Where exactly can I find them, or area of the city?
Oh, well, if he was not in Golden Throne with the rest of the merchant princes, I assume he is at his villa. I would not recommend going there uninvited, though. They are not. The merchant princes are not exactly welcoming to uninvited guests.
I see.
I'm sure that there is a way that you can get in contact with them. Somehow.
Could you get me in contact with them? You do work for them, do you not?
Oh, well, I work for Jobal. Specifically, I am not under the employ the rest of the merchant princes.
Well, very well.
Yes, very good. Hugh Hackenstone, yes, of course.
and continues to lead you toward the market ward. Correct myself from before. You were in the market ward this time, which is kind of down in like this eastern area. And yes, I know normally it's south, but the compass rose has the city on its side. So north is actually to the right. But yes, so you guys make your way through the streets of the city, being guided by Azan. As you're kind of making your way through, it's definitely another just very hot day. I'd say at this point it's even getting into be like later afternoon, early evening after arriving and meeting with the princes and all that stuff. Some time has passed. The sun is definitely going down, but the temperature doesn't seem to have dropped at all yet. It's still very, very hot. Like in high 90s. And of course, you see like the medium and large dinosaurs as the beasts of burden hauling like two-wheeled carts and stuff. And, as you pass, the port again, you see like a giant crane with a triceratops trying to just operating it on the bottom, kind of acting as the motor or engine of it, if you will. And yeah, you all make your way through the rather crowded city and make it to the market ward where you see two potential inns, very, very different in styles. Kind of like more or less across the street from each other. One is called the Thundering Lizard, kind of perched on a corner of like the market ward just south of the Red Bazaar, which is like this line of tents and stuff. Basically just this where's the description here? It's like an enclosed or it's like a line of stalls and stuff like that where they just sell big slabs of like dinosaur meat and stuff like that, and pretty much have this big tarp over the top, and on one hand it creates shade, on the other it just keeps all the smells and heat and everything in. Very kind of unpleasant to walk through a lot of the time, but you can also find mostly it's food, meat, vegetables, fruit, drinks. The local alcohol is Tej. Probably find some like clothing, insect repellent, stuff like that. But yes, the two inns is the Thundering Lizard, just south of the Red Bazaar. There's a painted Tyrannosaurus skull that looms above its entrance, and sturdy wooden tables and benches kind of spill onto the street under like patchwork, colorful awnings and such. See a couple of rain traps that are on the like sloping roof, very practical counterpoint to the like raucous nature of the inn itself. Or the other one on the other side of the street is Kaya's House of Repose, kind of tucked into the same market ward, just on the other side of the street. It's in quiet contrast to the Thundering Lizard and everything going on around it. It's got high whitewashed walls, polished wooden shutters. That seem to like welcome anyone who's seeking a calm and comforting moment rather than chaos and clamor. Like flowering vines that trail along the portico, and there's a bronze bell that seems to call staff to the door for arriving guests. You like one or two people kind of go in, little bronze bell ring above the door as they cross the threshold. Bazan will kind of look at you all and say,
Well, yes, if you are looking for Hugh Hackenstone, I believe he spends much of his time in the Thundering Lizard. Though, as I understand, there might be a couple of guides in the House of Repose as well. Yes, so there you go.
And just kind of looks at you all effectively.
Oh, I think I know this one. I think you're supposed to give him, what do they call it? A tip. Yes. I think someone is supposed to give him a tip.
You don't say.
Well, yes, I just said so.
Very well. Even like just hands him a gold coin.
He kind of takes it, slowly, uncertainly, is kind of like,
Thank you. Unnecessary. It was more just if there was anything else you needed from me. Otherwise, I shall be off.
That'll be all.
Yes, I'll find a way to the dinosaur pens on my own time. Thank you.
Oh, yes, very good. Easy directions.
You go straight south from here, out those gates, and you can actually see pretty close by. You've got some a gatehouse kind of like very, very close by. I kind of points to those gates. You go right through those gates and down toward the end of the street. Can't miss the pens. Large fields there, fenced in.
Fantastic. And I give him another gold coin.
No, that's really not. Thank you. And he pockets the coins. And yes, you are all left standing kind of in the middle of the Red Bazaar, looking at one or the other inn. Which one do you guys want to go to first?
So Hugh is in that lizard one, but perhaps it's really up to where we want to stay at first. An entrance? Undrill?
I can't say that I have a wrench in the matter here. As long as we get there safely, that's really all that matters to me.
I'm a bit of an early riser, and I think this lizard one might be too loud for me. So I'm probably gonna bunk up in this one, but you could check out both places, talk to all the guides.
Let's say the rest of you a preference.
Well, I'm not too much fond of crowds, and so that yes, I think I'll go with Flint's choice. Yes, I think that'd work.
I'm inclined to agree.
Gavin,
I have no better plans.
Let's head over to Thunder, talk to the dwarf, then once we're done there, head over to the other place, talk to the other two, whoever they are.
that's good.
And keep your guard up, this is perfect territory for a pickpocket.
Only if they wish to lose their hand.
Oh, don't you worry. I have my little friends roaming around. They'll let me know should anything pop up on us.
Yeah, keep a lookout, Imlek, don't say that around the dwarf, yeah?
Friends? What, like scouts?
Of a sort. Yes, you can call them that. Sure. Do you like being called scouts? Yeah. Yes, that's fine.
Are you talking to nothing?
You'll yeah. So you'll see her look over the shoulder. I don't know how visible. They probably wouldn't be that visible until they want to be, I would imagine. But you'll see her talk over the shoulder. I guess if you're really perceptive, you might see a little flicker of a ghostly tail here and there.
Nope.
So you see her turn and look over her shoulder and apparently talk to nothing.
Well, it's always the eccentric ones who win the battles, right? Onwards.
Okay. Into the Thundering Lizard you go. Yep. Inside, there are these low, quote-unquote, 7-foot ceilings, stained with tobacco smoke, give way to a cool, dim interior whose sawdust-covered floor muffles the shuffling of boots. Oil lamps hanging from rough-hewn beams cast a warm, flickering glow over the long bar and a backroom kitchen. Beyond the stairs, you see to simple guest rooms lies a cellar supported by stout columns lined with a number of numbered casks of ale and spirits. Tavern seems to thrum with laughter and off-key music of a rough crowd. You look around, you see sailors, you can recognize a couple of adventurers, maybe some local traders, all of them clearly looking for a hard drink, a loud brawl, or anything that might just dull the hot Cholton sun's glare. But yes, despite the faint tang of stale beer and occasional whiff of regret, it remains pretty inviting, rather boisterous, but still a refuge from the outside elements. But yeah, you all walk in and you see like I said, a rather raucous crowd. Most people just drinking heartily and such. A couple, bump into each other and a small little brawl breaks out.
Undra, please stand close to me.
Yes, of course.
Kind of looks around. I'm not really nervous, but clearly not super comfortable either. Yeah, and looking around, I'd say easy enough to catch Hugh. He's quite the figure. Stands out quite a bit compared to the rest, even though he is a shorter dwarf. His bald head and big scarred face, and one arm kind of gives him away. You'll see him, he's just sitting up at the bar and talking, very loudly and heartily with the person next to him. And yeah, as you approach, he's like,
But no, what you're not listening, you don't hear me. It was a red dragon. It was massive, absolutely huge. It killed everyone in my party. Took me arm. Look at it, it's gone. Nothing.
he kind of waves his nub in the air.
Emelik will approach him slowly.
Can I do an insight check on his story?
Sure. Damn good roll. Yeah, he's speaking the truth. It's, sounds a little far-fetched and crazy, but at the very least, he believes every word of it.
Fair enough.
A red dragon, you say?
Oh, aye. It was massive. Oh, hello.
Hello there. Journey deep into the jungle and you saw a red dragon. Where?
Me and the group I was traveling with had an expedition trying to take back the Wormheart mine. Only it didn't end well.
So the dragon attacked you at the Wormheart mine.
Right, yes, he did. We were making our way in, and we were caught by surprise, completely unawares. We're not expecting a damned dragon to be in there. But it was. Ate them all.
What provoked his assault on you, if I might ask?
What provokes any dragon? I assume we just entered what it thought was its home, its domain. We tried to fight it off, but we were no match for it.
Few are.
Alright, well. What are you wanting a drink here? Let's have a drink together, yeah? More war stories and epic tales.
And kind of just
No drinks for me. We're actually here on business.
Oh? What sort of business?
My companions and I were looking for a guide to Camp Vengeance.
At that, I mean, he like immediately drops the mug onto the bar and just a big heavy thud and just.
Oh, all right, yes, guides, yes, I can certainly guide you. You said Camp Vengeance, perfect. I know exactly where that is. Very well. No, we can get there in no time.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's not bullshitting me?
Sure. Okay. A little hard to tell, but he seems genuine.
So you know the way.
Well, of course, it's just a short trip down the. Or what was it? River Ocean Star, I believe.
And those mines you speak of, where are they in relation to Camp Vengeance?
Oh, well, no, they're far, far to the south.
Interesting.
Any ancient ruins by chance in the area that we're going?
Kinda looks at you with a, kind of like really face, and
Of course, my dear. This is Jolt after all. There are ruins everywhere. All over the place.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
I might even say that after all of that, Wormheart Mine might even be a ruin. I hope not. I would like to reclaim it. Or rather, claim it. Not reclaim.
Emily kind of looks to the rest of the party. No, he seems truthful to me. What say you all? Or would you rather shop around a bit more?
If I may, Hugh, you are not the only guide in this here city. Why might we pick you? What do you bring to the table that others do not?
What do you mean, what do I bring to the table? How many of them have faced a red dragon and survived? What else do you need?
Yes, you strike me as a hardy sort. Can you fight?
Can I fight? Of course I can fight. Think losing an arm is gonna make me useless in a battle? Of course not.
Might I test your strength?
Well, sure, what do you have in mind?
Perhaps an arm wrestle?
big smile spreads across his face.
Ah, I like the way you think. Let's do it.
Emily's gonna kind of sit down at the. Is he at a table or at like the bar counter?
We'll say he was sitting up at like the main bar.
He's gonna sit where, it's angled so he can have his good arm actually. So he can participate.
Sure.
He Emily puts his arm out.
All right, get ready.
And he kind of puts his arm in yours and gets ready for a good old-fashioned arm wrestle. Strength checks? Oh, I meant to do that publicly. He rolled 2 22s.
Jesus.
You said 222s?
Just so I'm not lying here. Yes, 2 22s.
Beautiful. Emily goes down rather easily, I suppose. So impressive.
Yeah, against your 11, he has no problem defeating you in the arm wrestling. He kind of laughs heartily to himself. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
All right, well, did I pass your test?
No, you passed mine. We may ask around a bit, but as far as I'm concerned, you're number one in my eyes.
Excellent. Well, you're certainly not going to find anyone better than me. But go ahead and shop around, as you say. You'll know where to find me.
Aye.
Okay, and you kind of, unless anyone else is interacting with him, kind of just turns back to the bar and goes back to drinking and telling stories to anyone who will listen.
When the group's aside, Flint does say, "Well, there's nothing duplicitous about him. He's a former adventurer that still wants to be an adventurer. Still longs for a good fight by the looks of it. We bring him along, I don't think he's the type that might steal from us, truth be told."
Yes, his concerns seem to be priority to mine, which, after Undril is successfully escorted, I wouldn't mind visiting myself. If I'm to be honest with the rest of you.
Now, I can't help but wonder, why the interest in dragons?
Let's just, for now, keep it as simple as it's what the Order would want me to do. Kind of points at the symbol on his chainmail. Investigate the matter. See if the dragon is friendly.
Bahamut would see you go to the dragon here.
Yes. If it's a potential ally.
Alright, fair enough. This dwarf certainly seems your ticket to find such a being. As terrifying as it is.
Indeed. You can kind of see, like, a hint of nervousness in Emelek's eyes. Well, to the rest of the guys then. The other one that caught my eye was the one by Iku, but if there's another that you all wish to speak to, it's fine.
Yeah, I think going across the street, having a word with those other two, whoever they might be, may as well. Unless one of you had someone in particular.
Emelek is also going to just kind of gaze around to see if there's any other guys that kind of match the pamphlet here.
Sure. And to clarify, I guess I didn't have Azan tell you all that. You could find pretty much all of the guides that you were, I guess, given pamphlets for, except, like, pretty much in these two taverns, or in these two inns, except for maybe River and Flask. So at the very least, you would know this is kind of the area to find the people you're looking for. Not just like it's not like there's only just two more here. There's anybody you want.
I think there was enough diverse interest that I hate to put so much work on you, but we might just have to go down the line and talk to all of them.
That's fine. I'm down. You know,
It's
get
like
to
each
practice
of
my
us said
voices.
someone different. I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, I know Stormfang and Musharabi were interesting, mostly just because of their little side quests.
I would be with Emelek an interest in talking with Iku.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, looking around the Thundering Lizard, you don't see Iku in here, but you definitely see, Azaka Stormfang is kind of off in the corner, just quietly watching everything going on. Very much the Aragorn from Fellowship, in the shadows. As well as, I would say, Musharib would be here. Also, not necessarily partaking in all the brawling, but he's in drinking and has a couple of people around him that he's clearly somewhat familiar with, or at least having conversation with.
Okay. Would she just randomly go up to a person?
You could try to push one of us to talk to him.
Potentially. I'm just like low charisma in her personality. I'm like, how would she go about when it comes to like, especially since she's probably uncomfortable in this area itself. Well, if you all don't mind, I do see over there Stormfang. Now, I know that you might have your own particulars, but though her and I believe I see Mushrabi over there as well. Those two did have particular quests that might be of interest to any of us. So we wanted a bit of a detour, and they did say that they would waive any fees if we did grant them assistance. I am not keen on talking to them myself, but if you all wouldn't mind going along.
Waiving a fee might not be a bad move. In case things get a bit tough out there. Wouldn't want to have to fight with money.
Yes, true.
You aren't so good talking with people, eh?
Ah, no, unfortunately not. You all seem perfectly fine, and we have fought together to a certain degree, so I'm a bit more okay with having conversations with you, but I am not a fan of large amounts of people, and I may tend to unnerve some folks at times.
Do they unnerve you?
Yes, they do.
Alright. Understand. We'll see what this Azaka has to say.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Oh, Azaka? I understand you're a guide around these parts.
He kind of looks up at you and just kind of nods her head slowly. Says, "Yes, I am a guide. Are you in need of my services?"
Potentially. We just spoke with Hugh over there. Seems like a tough and tumble type of dwarf that can fight. What separates you from the lot?
What separates me? I cannot say what separates me, other than I know this jungle like the back of my hand. I've been all over, many places. And if you are truly considering Hugh Hackenstone, I believe that he may have lost a bit of his mind when he lost that arm as well.
He is certainly a boisterous fellow, that's for sure. Can understand why his antics might cause concern. Tell me about the mask.
It is a family heirloom that I wish to get back. It was stolen from me by the evil Terrafolk.
Stolen? Do they have a penchant for mask, maybe?
They have a penchant for harassing anyone out in the jungle.
I see. Flint's kind of checking this. He wonders, is this mask actually theirs, or is this just a way to put us up to something?
Interesting. Okay. Give me a insight check. 10, you say? Again, hard to tell, but the masks yeah, she's, as far as she's concerned, that mask is hers. It belongs to her. It was stolen. It wasn't like she's not trying to steal it back from what you can tell. This is, or she's not trying to steal it from them. She's trying to get it back.
Okay.
Now, if these terrafolk that you mentioned, would they happen to have any other artifacts or anything of that nature, do you think? Or is it just your mask? Or other masks in relation?
I do not know what the Terrafolk have. It would not surprise me if they had more, though. They like to attack the adventurers and explorers out there. Take what they can. Leave the rest for dead.
And these terrafolk are particularly dangerous, yes?
Yes, indeed. They live in the Tower of Firefinger. A long, high tower in the middle of the jungle.
Fascinating. Interesting.
See where your brain's going at, Ryoko. They stole a mask, they probably stole a lot. Who knows what they've got up there?
Yes, exactly. Very, very true. Yes.
You scoff at huge story. But tell me, would you be able to locate the mine that he visited to the south at all?
While I've not been there myself, I am confident that I could find it and avoid the worst of the dangers along the way.
Can I check to see if she's trying to bullshit me?
Sure. Give me an insight check.
Rolls are just not with me today.
Yeah, you don't know. Seems on the level from your perspective.
Can you fight?
Of course I can fight. Cannot survive the jungle without being able to defend oneself.
What are you into? Maces, daggers, swords, bow?
He kind of taps her scimitars on her side.
I prefer the scimitar, or the longbow if needed.
Dual threat. As you said, must be dangerous out here.
It is one of the most dangerous places in the world.
Yes, if there's dinosaurs about, I'm sure it is. And a question about the Terrafolk, numbers. What would we be up against?
That I do not know. I have not been out there just yet.
If we were to go there, see it's too dangerous and leave, what would you do then?
Her eyes kind of narrow a bit at that and kind of ponders the question.
That would depend. We would either separate our ways there,
Or you could continue to pay me, and we would simply go elsewhere.
I see. Well, Lathander says everyone deserves a second chance. But know that I don't believe in a third chance. Is that acceptable?
He kind of nods at that. There is wisdom in this.
Very good. Well, me and the group, we are talking with everyone, all the different guides, but we'll keep you in mind.
Please do. And do not buy the other guide's lies. They will not keep you as safe as I will.
Keep that in mind.
Again, she kind of nods at you and settles back into her chair in the shadowy corner. And, all right. Who else were you speaking to? I think Musharib was here. If you wanted to speak to him, that is.
I think I'm fine with Stormfang.
Damn, Musharib don't even get a chance. All right.
A lot of dwarf hate going around this party, man.
Right?
I mean, hers seems like the most profitable in a sense. His is more stealthy, and I don't think we really have the stealthiest crew.
Wait until you get past without a trace. We all stealth then.
True.
I mean, it's up to you. Whoever you guys want to talk to. I'm not gonna force anything.
Iku, I think, is the one that bubbles to the top. Probably not Farouk or Gondola.
Let's go talk to Iku, and then I guess we have a choice between three.
Okie doke. You guys make your way outside and head over toward the House of Repose, right? Pretty much right across the street.
And I guess we're also paying for rooms as well once we get over there.
Yeah, wherever you want to bed down or get lodgings, let me know. I'll let you know how much gold you need to tack off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we have the repose, so whatever gold and all that is.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second then. So yes, you guys make your way into the House of Repose, cross under the threshold, and the little bronze bell kind of rings as you go in. You see inside there's plush carpets and polished mahogany furnishings and such that really, speak of the refined taste of this place. Guests kind of recline on these low velvet couches or sink into well-stuffed beds without a hint of sawdust anywhere. Lanterns kind of burn with these clean-smelling oils, and the walls are just adorned with serene tapestries depicting Cholt's verdant jungles. Yeah. We'll say that there was a sign, we'll say a small sign outside of both places. Thundering Lizard said, "Rooms rent 5 silver pieces a night." We'll say House of Repose says, lodging 1 gold piece per night. And yeah, so kind of making your way, looking around. It takes a minute with just like the dimmer lighting and more of these, kind of hard to see through scars and other curtains and things. But eventually you do find Iku just kind of sitting at a little private table. and yeah, seems to be sitting alone, just sipping away at a drink of some kind, and looks up at you all as you all approach.
You're the one they call Iku, I take it.
I am the one.
Your ad read was interesting. You wish to do good here in the jungle. What does that mean?
It means I do not look to pillage or loot the ruins. I wish to reclaim them for the spirits of nature that have been disturbed for too long.
What kind of spirits are we talking?
The nature spirits. And the ones who died long ago but never found rest.
The undead, huh?
No, the spirits, the undead are a whole nother problem.
Can I do an insight check to see how genuine she is and wanting to do good?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me another insight. 11 of those
boy,
8s,
oh
man.
boy.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Now, just for my own, when you say looting and pillaging, you see, what I would call what I do is more recovering. Yes, recovering certain artifacts and then making sure they are, preserved and different things of that nature. Would you call that looting and pillaging where you're from?
Do you keep it for yourself, or do you give it to others or donate?
Well, I have donated some, but there have been some artifacts that have been, uh, let's just say, attracted to me. Yes, attracted to me, and I have kept them.
Well, then I would say you did a bit of looting, but did some good with the charity as well. Do they balance out? I do not know.
Very well. And I suppose if you were the guide, you would not condone any sort of looting, as you say, right?
While I would like to see the golden treasure remain with the spirits, I understand that you must earn your way as well. I am sure we could find a balance. Some sort of
Balance.
middle ground.
Excellent. Yes. I care not for all of the gold and the different things, but the artifacts and different things of that nature. Any ancient ruins or texts. That is what I have the most interest in. But yes, a balance. I can do that.
But then perhaps we can work together.
These
There's a
spirits, do
mine.
they...
Yeah, Ian.
Let's put a pin in the mind thing. Let's not forget. As I forget what I was asking.
Something about the spirits.
Yes, thank you. These spirits you mentioned, they talk to you.
Not in words, no. Simply in the environment around them.
Godly sorts do have a different way of communicating, that's for sure. Do you think they would bless one that helps them?
Yes, perhaps I do.
I'm a worshipper of Lathander myself and other deities. Nature deities not as much, but I know these two. Flint does wave to Ryoko and Zarek. These two seem to get some kind of power from nature. Betting they could probably help you put these spirits to rest.
Well, we could certainly try. Me and my friends do have a bit of skill when it comes to finding certain paths and helping others. Yes, yes, this is a possibility. Do you think it's a possibility? She'll kind of turn over to her corner again. Most probably won't see anything. Do you think we could do that? Yes? Excellent. Yeah, we can do that.
All right then.
Chris, give me a perception check real quick. Okay. You notice as you're, speaking to your spirits, her eyes kind of dart over your shoulder. Small little smirk spreads across her face, and then she's, just for like a split second, you saw that.
Okay. Okay. She'll kind of tentatively smile at her being able to see them.
So, do we have an agreement? Shall we be venturing into the jungle soon, together?
Well, to help us decide, Imelek, you are going to ask about a mine.
Yes. There's
Excuse
a
me.
mine to the south, I'm sure you've heard Hugh Hackenstone speak of. It has garnered some of my interest. While our initial journey would lead us to Camp Vengeance, I was curious that if afterwards would you be able to lead us, or at the very least me, down to said mine where the dragon attack occurred.
You refer to the Wormheart Mine, yes.
So you do know of it? Do you know the way?
I do not know its exact location, but I know that I could find it.
Interesting. Very well. As I'm sure you can tell, we've been shopping around a bit when it comes to guides, so I'll have a discussion with my companions and perhaps you will hear from us.
Very well. I look forward to it. And be careful with the others. Their promises of gold will only lead to your deaths.
Understood.
All right. Any more questions or comments or anything you guys want to say or do with Iku?
Not for me.
Yeah, no. I like her a little bit more though than I was expecting.
Okay. Well, I believe you have met with all of the guides that you wish to speak to. Learned what you can from them. It is just after 9:30, so I'd say it's a good enough stopping point for you all to discuss with each other over the next month which guides you guys preferred and where you all want to go from here.
Decisions.
Yeah, unless there's anything anybody wants to say or do, or last minute thing, I'd say that's a decent stopping point for this session.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Cool beans.